Hello, everyone. My name is Emma, and I will be talking to you about the book Marketing Artificial Intelligence, AI Marketing and the Future of Business by Paul Reitzer and Mike Kaput. Um, this book was sent to me by my aunt, and it was a very pleasantly surprising read. Um, it caters to people who don't know anything about AI or people who know a lot about AI, and it acts as a very helpful reference book. I will most likely be keeping this book on my desk to use in the future because every chapter ended with examples of companies that utilize AI in different ways. And that is very helpful. And another thing that I liked about this book is that the authors were very um, conscious about the benefits and pitfalls of AI. It wasn't just AI slander or AI propaganda, it was very even keel. So let's get into it. So, just so that we're all on the same page, let's define what AI or artificial intelligence is. The easiest example I can think of is something that most people use every day, which is algorithms. You see algorithms in social media, like Instagram. If you make an Instagram page and let's say you're really into penguins, and you engage with penguin content, AI will recognize that, and the code from the algorithms will then push more penguin content at you that you will engage with further. This is a kind of data processing that AI does for the most part, based on X input, Z is the most likely output. And something important to recognize about artificial intelligence is that it's uncreative. It needs human influence in order to do anything. It needs prompts to make an image, it needs data to make predictions. It can't do anything without human influence. Um, which brings me to my first point. AI is a tool made by and made for humans. It's made as a something that saves time. So it does the laborious data processing that would take humans, hours, if not days to weeks to process, whereas AI can do it in just a couple of minutes. So that way humans can focus on doing creative things. And more important things with the data that AI gathers for everyone. And then, but something to remember about AI is that AI is biased, unfortunately. AI learns from humans who are biased. Let me read you an excerpt from the book. AI associates categories like doctors with men and nurses with women, good words with white people, and bad ones with black people. That quote was from Karen, I believe her last name is Ho. She was the ethical AI co lead for Google, but unfortunately, she was fired because she published a paper proving the points that I just made, and she refused to take the paper down that demolished AI. Um, we'll talk more about Karen and her job here in just a moment. But for now, let's move on. Something really cool about AI is that it can inspire creativity and can make art, not just, generating images, but people can use AI in very creative ways. The best example of this is the St. Petersburg Museum of Dali used AI to deepfake a video of Dali that can engage with and interact with audiences that come to the museum, which is super cool. And I'll show you a video of the deep fake. And before we get into the deep fake, I will I'll warn you, the video is a little bit goofy. They made Dolly a little bit eccentric. So just prepare yourselves for some goof going into this video, but it's very cool.
Greetings. I am Salvador Felipe Jacinto Dalí y Domenech, and I am back.
So this video was made from analyzing old black and white videos of DALL-E and using a combination of actors to superimpose his face onto, and also a voice actor who had his ability to mimic the accent that was a mixture of English, French, and Spanish. Um, and this exhibit is super engaging and cool because audiences can walk up to DALL-E and start asking him questions about his life and his work, and DALL-E is able to have a conversation with these people. And this is something that I would never have thought to do and engage with audiences in this way, and AI gives us this ability. Yep, I knew it was going to do that. Okay. So kind of keeping in line with the DALL-E example, AI will most likely end up generating jobs. I know in conversations about AI, there is a fear that AI will take over jobs, but that's not entirely accurate. Jobs will most likely just change, sort of like the way that ATMs didn't take away the job of bank teller. Bank teller's job description just changed to account for ATMs. The same thing with AI. Job descriptions will just change, and more jobs will be added because people will need to write the code for AI, people will need to maintain the AI. And as I mentioned before with Karen, who is the ethical co-lead, people will need to monitor AI and the biases that come with AI, which generates jobs that you wouldn't have thought needed to be added in the first place. And another aspect of the conversation when it comes to AI is privacy. AI, for the most part, collects user data without permission from the users, which can be an issue for a lot of people, because many people care about their data that's being collected and they don't want targeted ads then sent to them. For the most part, the solution seems to be an opt-in situation where instead of asking users if it's okay that they collect data, but the default is to collect the data, the default should be not to collect data, and then allow users to say, yes, it's okay that you can collect my data. But this is a ever-evolving because legislation needs to catch up with the industry when it comes to AI, which is happening. It's just legislation takes a lot slower than most people would prefer. So just to wrap up, AI is very multifaceted. It's a tool, it's biased, it has its drawbacks, but it can also inspire art in ways that we would never have thought of before. It can make jobs and change jobs, and it will also shape legislation going into the future. Yeah, if you have any questions, thank you so much for your time.